Well, I'm an old man, I'm looking at 80 years now, so I only
Yeah.
risk about 40% of my money in every trade. No, that's a little high. Um, my average risk is higher than most people's because I've been doing this and I think I will survive. So I'm probably risking between 5 and 10% on a trade. 10% would be very high by the time. But usually I'm coming around 5%. And I think for most people, 4% should be maximum risk.
Hmm.
2%, that's what the funds do. That's why their performance is, yeah, middle of the road. They're not really fit to making some money sometimes, but it's not spectacular. If you, the larger your risk, the more spectacular results will be, up or down.
Hmm.
If you want to have maximum performance, you have to have max on risk. And that means you could have maximum exposure. So you have to think about that. So, and to me, the thing about money management is this, it's not really money management, it's emotional management. I can withstand losing 20, 30% of my entire balance on one trade. I've done that. I can live through that. A lot of people can't do that. They get way emotional. So at what point does your bet size make you too emotional to trade?
Right.
That's the most important part. It's not money management is money management, but it's also emotional management. The people who get emotional, it isn't because of the markets, it's because their commitment to the market is too large. So if you're going, oh, what's going on here? You're yelling at your kids and kicking the dog and not talking to your wife and stuff. It's not the markets, it's your bet size.
Right. And just to clarify, risking 4 or 5% on any given trade, is that the amount that you're willing to completely let up, or is that your position size?
That's what I'll lose. Let's say I'm managing $1 million account. I'm going to lose $40,000 in the trade if I'm wrong. A
Gotcha.
lot of money. That's real
Yeah.
money. I mean, when I started, I didn't have any money like that. I bought a battery for my car yesterday, $239. My first car cost less than $100. So all these numbers, like, geez, yeah, and I've had days where you lose a lot of money, but you can't think of the dollar amount. You can only think of the percentage amount because I know
Right.
people that don't make that much money in a year that I'll lose in a trade. And I have empathy with them. And I grew up that way. So sometimes it still gets me like, geez, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Uh, but I've tried to think, no, it's just a percentage of the bankroll. That's all that it is.
Right. Right. And going back to the cattle trade example, another thing that stood out to me is you're kind of averaging down on your position.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, don't never do
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that. Never, ever, ever. That's one thing I learned.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. The sooner you get out of a bad deal, whether it's a stock market, a partnership, a relationship, whatever it is, the better it is. So it's the same thing. You don't average down.